What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to another Spud Cup race day. This week was ruthless. It did not hold back at all. So without wasting any time, let's jump in for round 5 of the Spud Cup season. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here for another race in our Spud Cup Racing series. Today is round 5 of season 3, and we're going to be heading over to Belgium to race at Zolder circuit. Today's track length is 3.93 kilometers, and we will be doing the alternate layout, which means the final chicane of this racetrack has been removed. You're going to cut straight through the last little part before the finish line, which is definitely going to change up the way people attack these laps and definitely going to make some faster speeds leading into turn 1. So looking at the end of our results of our heat race today, you can see how the grid is going to shape up for our main feature race. We have Ethan in top spot in P1, followed by Dylan and Neki in both 2 and 3. Underneath that, we have Tom, Sketch, and myself in 6th, with Dart, Azro, Matt, and CJ rounding out our top 10. Everyone else down to as follows to number 15. We have 15 drivers in today's racing event. So without further ado, let's get to the grid, see these drivers line up, and get ready for the green flag to wave before we start this session. So here we go, we are on the grid, we are looking at our number 1 driver, Ethan, at the moment, waiting for the green flag, and the green flag has gone. Everyone takes off. Ethan is off to a pretty good start, followed by Dylan. Dylan right behind, Tom right behind him in P3, heading now into turn 1, seeing how turn 1 is going to attack everyone. Ethan takes a really good clean line, followed by Dylan, followed by Tom. Dylan goes a little bit wide. Turn 1 is successful, no deaths so far. No deaths so far going through turn 2, which is a double right-hander before leading up to one of the major straights before the first chicane. Ethan already off to a fantastic start, followed by Dylan, followed by Tom. Right behind that is Sketch. So far, so good. Everybody looks like they're doing a pretty good job leading into the start of the race so far. Not too bad at all. Everyone is nice and close. There has not been any deaths so far. Dylan trying to really optimize his tyre warmth, make sure he's ready to go. First chicane attacked. Let's go. See how we go right now through. Ethan's fine. A little bit wide, a little bit squirrely. Gives Dylan a really good chance to get past him, and he does. Dylan gets past him, going through the first chicane. We now have Dylan, Ethan, and then Tom in the top 3. Ethan and Tom are side by side into the second chicane. Side by side, they go through. Dylan spins. Dylan's got oversteer. He's spinning. Dylan's gone. We got collected. Sketch hit Dylan. Oh my God. Sketch has got a punch. Sketch is done. Sketch is out of the race. Oh my God. Dylan went wide. Sketch is now finished. Oh my God. Is Dylan still out on the track? He is. He's now going to pits. Dylan is at the pits. Let's go back to our leaders and see how they're finishing up. Sketch and Dylan are both now in the pits. Finished so far for the first lap of the race. They're going to have to get into the pits, make sure everything is ready to go, and then start getting back out onto the track to see how they're going to start off. But Ethan is now coming due through the part that gets removed for the alternate layouts, through the start-finish line, and he is charging. He is ready to go. You can see Ethan now coming down the start-finish straight, heading into turn 1, 220 kilometers before you start braking. Right behind him is Tom. Right behind that is myself. Let's look, guys. I've made it all the way up to P3. I don't know how in the hell I've managed to get to P3. That is just absolute optimizing a very poor situation for everybody else. But I'm up into P3. I've got Tom 1.6 seconds ahead, and Azro is 1.5 seconds behind me. So I've got a little bit of breathing room there, but Tom is only within a tenth and a half to myself. But look at those two. Oh, sorry, a mistake. 2 seconds to myself. Tom is only 1/10 behind Ethan. I don't know what I'm thinking. Jesus, Ethan's that bloody close. Tom is now 4/10 going through this first chicane here. Ethan still has a pretty good line, but Tom makes up a lot of space. We've got people now in pits as well. JDM, Tim, and Josh are all in the pits. What is going on here? Was there more accidents, more carnage that must have happened? We saw the incident with Dylan and Sketch, but I didn't see why Josh is in the pits. Tim is now coming out of the pits. He must have had issues as well. Right behind him right in front of him is JDM. My God. I don't know what's going on so far, but this is a very, very intense start to the race. Let's jump now to myself and Ethan. I'm 2/10 behind him. I don't know what happened with him, but Tom has got past him. Tom has made the overtake. I can't believe I bloody missed that. Tom has made the overtake. Ethan is now into P2, and I am right behind him, about 4/10 behind Ethan in P3. This is already looking to be one of those races. Neki, you can see him now large and in charge, right behind Matthew, 1.6 tenths. 1/10 away. There he goes now, going through the part that's been removed, the alternate layout, and just look at the pace these cars have. Look at the pace. Oh my God. Looking at the sectors now, you can see Neki and Dart. Dart is still quite a bit off, but if we jump up to Matthew, you can see Matthew is really in a bit of trouble here. Neki's Sector 1, Sector 2, and Sector 3 are all half a second faster in each, which means before the end of the lap, he's already made up 1.5 seconds on Matt. That is definitely going to be a bit of a trouble there for Matthew. If Neki wants to overtake him, he's going to take his opportunity and make it stick. Already looking like to be an insane race. We're going to follow Neki now, see what it's like. Right behind him, he makes the move. Matthew is being overtaken. We see Neki coming through on the side. He does. Neki gets into the chicane. Can he make it happen? He does! Gets past him right before the second chicane. The first chicane, sorry. Matthew now backs off a little bit. Necky is now 2/10 to CJ. I knew that Necky was going to be quick here. We knew that he was going to be a force to be reckoned with, but I did not expect him to be out of the gate. On lap 4 minutes in, and Necky is already charging up the grid. I did not think it was going to happen this early, but he is right in front. Can he make the move? He's going to go on the inside. He's dipping his nose in. CJ's on the inside. Oh, Jesus. CJ's on the inside of the hairpin. Can he make it happen? Is he going to cut back? He goes on the outside. Necky makes a move on the outside of CJ, and he makes it stick. Oh, my God. I don't know how the hell he makes that happen and how he makes it look so effortless, but he's done it. He has absolutely killed it. Necky has now made another position, overtaking Matthew and CJ both within the same lap. He is on fire today. Absolutely on fire. Everyone's now finishing their laps. Can we see what Necky's lap time is? It's a 1:25.9, which our Tom's fastest lap, which he just completed, is a 1:25.1. So Necky is definitely on there, and I think without traffic, he wouldn't have an issue. Dart is now jumping into the pits. I don't know why he's jumping into the pits, but I think there's a bit of damage on his car. We'll get a bit of a closer look at him real quick and see what's going on. I can't see any damage. I can't see any problems just yet. His front wing looks intact. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with Dart's car to see why he's jumped into the pits, but he's limping in now in P10. Hopefully he's going to get some fuel. Oh, Josh is in the pits as well. We're missing a front right. I don't know what has happened with him, but Mike, this track is claiming people today. Track is absolutely claiming people today. Let's jump back up to our leader, get on board with Tom, going through the second chicane here, right on the backside of the track. See him now on board with seeing what Tom is doing. And right in front of Tom, we have Sketchkov. Sketchkov is right in front of him, lap down. Sketch is going to move out of the way to let Tom pass, but Tom now has a 1.8 second gap to P2, which is Ethan, and he is already in a very, very comfortable position. Very, very comfortable position, but I don't think if Necky has anything to do with it, he is going to get up there as quick as he possibly can, because I do not think he is going to be holding off at all. At all. You can see here, without that last chicane, it is such a quick pace. You're doing 210 kilometers through that area, about 215 by the time you cross the line, and hitting 220 before you start braking for turn one. And just look at how much you have to commit with this car. You have to commit with this turn one, because you don't want to understeer. You definitely don't want to give it too much sauce and oversteer. There's a very, very fine balance. Let's jump over now to JDM, who is making a move on Tim, I think. Making a move on Tim, he's not, but he's very, very close. This is a very good battle up here. I can't believe we didn't see this was happening already. I can't believe we didn't see it. We've got JDM, Tim, and Dart all within a very, very close distances to each other. We are on board with JDM right now, looking back at Dart, and everyone is nice and close, heading into the hairpin now. What is going to happen with the three of them? JDM stays a pretty good line. Dart goes a little bit wide. Tim is still in front. There is no issues, but Dart gets a way better run out. Way better run out. Let's see how this unfolds coming out into the last part of the track. Dart makes a move on the inside, right next to JDM. They are wheel to wheel. Can he make it stick? Can he make it stick? He's not that close. Tim and JDM come into the pits. They're both pitting, which has given Dart the opportunity to get straight past him. What is going on here today? I don't know why Tim and I don't know why JDM have pit. Can we see any damage on their cars? I can't see anything on Tim or JDM. I think people might be taking the opportunity to jump in, get some damage repaired, and maybe get some fuel and preempt our stop. I'm not exactly sure what the game plan is, but we'll see how that unfolds by the end of the race. Let's jump now back up to our leader, which is Tom, who has made a very, very comfortable lead. He is about 2.8 seconds, 2.8 seconds away from P2, and he's just done the fastest lap of the race, which is a 1:24.4, and he is absolutely killing it today. Absolutely killing it. Just on board with him now. You can see how quick these cars are through this part of the track. He is insane, on pace, and he is having such a great season. Tom is definitely one of those drivers that once he's got a rhythm, it is so hard to keep up with him, so hard to catch him. But he is out in his own world right now. Let's jump down to JDM. We'll see him getting very, very close to somebody else in front. I think that's Tim. They are battling through here now. This is where we want to be. This is the battles that we're seeing. JDM right next to him. JDM is right next to Tim. He's coming into the second chicane now. Let's see what happens with these two heading into the first chicane. Right behind Tim's bumper, going through the line, cutting the first part of the chicane, and he is right on him. Tim has got a bit of problems here. If JDM wants to get past him, it is going to have to make that car as wide as he possibly can. Going into the second chicane now, you can just see the absolute pace that these two have got. Jack is right behind JDM, chasing right behind him. You can see Jack coming through now with Necky right behind them, which means Necky and Azro are now battling for position, and these two are actually a lap up instead of Tim and JDM. So you can see Necky in P5, which I don't know how the hell he's made that happen, but look at the absolute cluster of cars now heading into the hairpin. Doesn't really give us a bloody good look because of the trees, but JDM makes a move on Tim. JDM gets the inside of Tim. Azro and Neki are both getting past Tim. This is just insane. Let's look now. We'll keep an eye on Neki. I think we've got our eyes on Neki right behind Jack. Azro is trying to hold him off as best he possibly can, but JDM now has 2 cars in between him and Tim, which is fantastic for him, not so good for Timmy. Now into turn 1, you can see Neki making a move. Neki's making a move on Azro. He's right on the inside. Can he make it happen? He does. Can Azro slap back before we get to turn 2 with those double rights? Because this is where you can make up a hell of a lot of time if you get a better line than the car in front. Bobby now on the inside, which is a lap down. We're going to get all the cars past Tim right behind him. I don't think Bobby and Tim are fighting position. They are. Tim has just made an overtake on him. We've got Aiden right behind. There's just a huge cluster of cars here. Massive cluster of cars. We're on board now with Neki looking back at Azro. Azro is 3/10 behind, heading into chicane. We've got Aiden's gone off. Aiden's gone off. He's spun. I don't know what's happened with him, but he's lost control. Lost control. He's just doing absolute donuts now. He thinks he's in summer nats. This is ridiculous. My God. This is just claiming everybody today. Looking at Ethan and Neki, they are switching positions. We've just missed the overtake, but Ethan is right in front, right behind Azro. Neki is now up into P3. He's made 2 positions. We've got Neki, then Azro, then Ethan, all in Ps 3, 4, and 5. I'm still out in P2. I've got about 9 seconds to Tom, and I'm trying my best at the moment to save as much fuel as I can because this is a race that takes about half an hour. Now, you don't have to pit, but you might want to get fuel if you're not conscious about how much fuel you are using. If you can save as much fuel as you can and make sure your car is not abusing how much fuel it has inside, then you can absolutely make it to the end. It's going to be very, very tight, and you're going to have to be careful, but I don't know how many people are planning to stop. I don't know how many people are planning to not stop. It's going to completely depend on each person's strategy, but you can see now Neki up into P3, just done a lap of 1:25.3, so definitely not his fastest lap, but he is still blowing past it. My last lap in P2 was 1:27.9, which is 1.5 seconds slower. Sketch has gone off as well. Oh my God, Sketch has just spun again. He's gone off. That's Dart, not Sketch. Sketch has gone off. Oh my God, it's a turns 2 and 3, that double right-hander. He's in a really sticky spot now with CJ and Matt getting past him. Sketch is just having a rough start to this race. We are currently 10 minutes in, 1/3 of the way through this race so far. Let's jump up to Matt. Oh, he's gone off again, Sketch. Oh, Sketch. I'm so sorry. I should have moved the camera away from him, and he's gone straight to pits. He's had enough. He's had enough. Oh my God. Let's move back up now to Tom, our leader. We've got Neki, actually. Neki's right on me already. God, he's made that happen quick. How has he made that stick so fast? Oh my God, Neki is right on the back of my car. He is right on the back of me. He's making it very, very difficult. I remember this being such a sketchy part for him to get past me, but I'm not planning to stop, so I'm trying to save as much fuel as I can, and hopefully I can get the undercut on anybody else, but he makes it past me, gets right past, goes straight through into this last part of the lap, and he is just so quick in these cars. So quick in these cars. I'm still 3/10 behind. I'm trying to use the slipstream to alleviate some of that fuel usage because, like I said, I want to try and save my fuel, and I'm planning to do this without stopping. So we're going to see if that makes it happen. Hopefully, I make it to the end, and I think other people tried to get to the end as well, but it's going to completely depend. We've got Ethan now 2/10. Ethan's now making a move on Azro. Can he make that stick? He's gone on the outside. Ethan goes on the outside. Doesn't quite make it happen. Doesn't quite make it happen, but he is still there and ready to go. He is such a great pace in this car, Ethan. You can definitely tell who it is by the shining silver on that orange Monster Energy livery. Absolutely incredible livery. I love the way this looks, and it's so easy to identify him in a lineup of other cars. So he's doing such a great job. But his pace this season and just being in this car is so good and consistent on his part. So well done to him so far. We'll see how he finishes up today and the rest of the season. We've now got Matthew right behind CJ. Let's jump over to Matt and see where he's sitting in P7. He is right behind CJ. The battle between these two is going to be close as well. We've got 3/10 from Matthew to CJ. Hits the curb just a little bit into the first chicane. Let's jump on board now here. We're on board with Matthew in this this brand new flying nurse livery, which looks fantastic now that Mr. Matty has just qualified, which is fantastic. Congratulations to him. But the livery looks incredible and definitely very fitting. Both him and Pad rocking the same one this season. Love to see it. Matthew is now 1 second away. CJ's pulling away just a little bit. I think he got a little bit more pace out of the second chicane, but now heading into the hairpin. Let's see what happens between these two cars. If you can break a little bit later into the hairpin and get a better line, the run out that you get because that last chicane isn't there is definitely something to worry about. Let's jump now to Ethan. Ethan is making a move up on Azro. He's very, very close. He goes on the outside. Can he make this stick? Oh my God, Ethan's done such a great job of utilizing that last little part. He goes on the outside of Azro. Can he make it happen? Oh, they touch slightly. They don't. They didn't hit. I thought they touched, but they didn't. Ethan makes a move on the Azro. Still very, very close. Can Azro clap back? He does. He claps back a little bit. Oh my god, the driving here between these two is absolutely insane today. Let's jump on board. We're on board with Ethan. Azro makes it right back in front again. Oh my god, 2 tenths heading into the right-hander before we go into the first chicane. Now this is very, very similar to some of the other tracks we've raced in the sense that if you mess up one of the corners before the straight, you're not going to be able to utilize as much of that straight line speed as that you get if you get a good line out of those areas. Going through the chicane now, the line is insane. Very aggressive by these two. This is one of those tracks as well with these chicanes and these curbs. You want to be very, very careful. Very, very careful with that front wing, because if you clip that wing and you get some damage, it's going to make the rest of your race very, very difficult. Ethan goes off. Oh no, Ethan goes off. He spins in the second chicane. Oh god, Ethan, I shouldn't be looking at your camera, mate. I'm so sorry. That's all on me. That is all on me. Ethan, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Oh god, Ethan's now spun out. Azro has now made up 4.5 seconds on him. Oh god, Ethan, I shouldn't have sent a bloody thing. I do apologize. This is why we can't have nice things, Ethan. I'm so sorry. Oh, I feel terrible. Let's look now at somebody else. Let's just go completely away from Ethan's situation. Let's look at JDM. JDM is right behind Timmy, and the battle between these two is still very, very exciting. We've got JDM 1/10 behind, heading into the last part of this track. Like I said, the chicane, you can see, goes up that little right-hand part, and when you cut through and you do 2 90-degree turns, but without that, in the alternate layout, you can see the pace is just insane. You're coming flying through that area, absolutely flying through it. Killing it so far. Aiden's just made a move on CJ because CJ is in the pits. CJ's just stopped into the pits. I don't know why, but he's just coming in. I think he's trying to get some fuel. We're halfway through the race so far, and Matthew as well stops into the pits. So these guys are obviously trying to get in, get some fuel, and get ready for the rest of this race. But so far, not too bad. I can see Aiden. I think Aiden's just lost control. Aiden's just spun. He's spun coming out of pit lane. Oh my god, pit lane, pit exit is definitely one of those days, those parts. It is so harsh on the right-hand turn. It is so aggressive, and it's definitely going to make some trouble. I'll see now if we can look at CJ coming out of pit exit. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, because this is definitely one of those parts. You can see barriers side by side. There is no room for error, and you're up in 4th gear trying to get as much pace you can into 3rd, and just look how hard that right-hander is. And if you've just changed tyres, those tyres are cold, and there is absolutely no forgiveness. No forgiveness at all. Tom now has just completed his fastest lap and the fastest lap of the race, which is a 1:24.1. That is so freaking quick in comparison to some of the other times we've got besides what Neki is pulling. But Neki is up still in P2 with 12 seconds to Tom. I'm still 6 seconds behind Neki, and now the grid has started to spread out. So now everyone's just a little bit further away from everybody else. And you can see now, just looking at the track map on the top right of your screen, you can see the difference between the rest of the drivers. Looking at Tom now, if we go to our TV screen, you can see, looking at his last sectors between him and the guy in front, you can't even see. You can't even see anyone in front because it's freaking the leader. What an idiot. I'm talking about Neki. Jesus, Kyle. Looking at Neki sector 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you can see that Tom is a little bit faster in sector 1, but Neki is definitely making up some of that pace. But Neki has now completed the fastest sector 1 of the race so far. He is not holding back, and I think he was doing a very good job before. I think trying to save some fuel to make sure he didn't have to pit either. But you can see he's made up almost 2 tenths on Tom in sector 1. Tom is 2 tenths faster in sector 2, so it's a bit of give and take between the P1 and P2 at the moment. Neki has definitely got some pace to spare, and I guarantee that 1:24.1 that Tom has just completed last lap is not going to be standing for too much longer, but we're going to see what's going to happen so far. Tom is now 2 tenths faster, and then half a tenth faster in sector 3. So there's any time that Neki's made up in the first sector, Tom has clapped back and taken that time back as best as he can. Heading through now, we'll see how Neki ends up his lap and see what the fastest lap for Neki is going to be so far, because I don't think he's holding back anymore. He's done a 1:24.1, which is 3 1,000ths off Tom's best time. Only 3 1,000ths off his time. That is absolutely insane. Like I said, these two are going to be very, very close. And now Azro is coming into the pits. Azro moves into the pits, which means Ethan now overtakes him in pit lane. Azro's going to try and hold off. We're 17.5 seconds into this race. So Ethan has now reclaimed P4. Azro out in P5. Does that mean Aiden can get past him in the pits? Let's have a look now. We'll see Aiden coming down the last little part of this track. Can he overtake Azro in the pits? Can he make it happen? I think he will. I can't see if Adro's just leaving just yet. He isn't. He's not out of his pit box. He's just past him. He's just past Azro. Aiden has made up the position. Can CJ do the same? I don't think he can, because Azro is still in pit lane. Is he about to leave? He is. Azro is leaving. CJ is now coming through the last little part of the track. Can he get close enough? I don't think he can. On the start-finish straight now. Pumping through. Azro has now made his way through into turn 1. He has. He's making his way out of pit lane into turn 2, sorry, I apologize. Coming through now, how close is CJ going to be? He's going to be 10 seconds. He is half the time, but he's definitely catching. The run that you get out of turn 1 without having to leave pit lane is definitely going to give you some time and make that a little bit faster for you. Tom's just done another lap of a 1:24.6, which is still very, very quick, but you can see that Neki is absolutely killing it, chasing right behind him. Tom now in our leader. We're looking on board with him. Let's just have a look at Tom's lap and see why he is so much faster than everybody else. Now we've got 12 seconds of a gap to P2, 11 seconds to P3, which is myself. I've just finished a lap, and my fastest is 1:26.8. So Tom's last lap was a 1:24.6. Mine was a 1:26.8. So almost or over 2 seconds of a lap difference between the leader and myself in P3. And like I said, I'm doing my best to save as much fuel as I can before this race finishes, but it's going to completely depend on how much fuel you can save and how much you're willing to lose to the guy behind you, but trying to save fuel and be a little bit more conservative with how hard you're using the car. So we'll see what Tom's looking like now. Right behind him, in front of him, we have, I can't see who's on the leaderboard. We'll see at the battle box if we can get the battle box up to see exactly who is out in front of him. It's going to depend. I can't quite see the livery, but I think it's Matthew. It is Matthew out of P9. Our leader is now about to lap P9. Out in front, which is Matt. And Matthew is fighting Dart, but only 5.3 tenths, so there's still quite a bit of a distance between a lot of drivers on the track at the moment. So there's not too much of an issue with people banking up and getting super, super close to everybody else. You can see Tom now has just completed a lap of 1:24.6, which is a bloody quick lap, and Matt goes off. Matthew goes off. Oh my God, this is what I get for talking about people and looking at people on camera. Matthew, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. This is why we can't have nice things, Matt. I do apologize. Please don't blame me. It's not my fault. Neki has now just completed a fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:23.4. Now, I can't stress enough how fast of a lap that is. That is an absolutely blisteringly quick lap. Blisteringly quick lap. Let's see now if we can have a look at the driver times sectors between Neki and Tom. And you can see here, like I said, there's a lot of trading. Sector 1 was about 5 tenths slower on Tom's side. I think he might have had a bit of an issue. But again, 5 tenths. I think maybe Neki had a bit of a problem through Sector 1. It's going to completely depend on what those lap times, those laps looked like. I apologize. Let's look now at our lap time history. See if we can look at the last couple of laps. I don't know why it's showing up like that. It shouldn't be like that, but it's not working. Let's go back and look at our leader now, Tom, who I don't know if he's pitted yet. I don't know if Tom has jumped into the pits just yet. I can't see quite yet, but I think he hasn't. I don't think he's stopped yet. Let's see if we can have a look at some pit stops quickly and see if Tom has got any stops in so far. We're looking now. Tom has not stopped. Neki has stopped. Azro has stopped. I haven't. Ethan and Aiden all haven't stopped either, but a lot of people have had 2 stops if they've crashed out after pitting the first time. You can see now Matthew, Dart, CJ and Azro are all within 1 stop, and they are all in between 5 and 10th. So there's not too much of a problem. We've got Ethan now 8 tenths behind myself. Let's jump now to Ethan and see what that racing is looking like. We've got Ethan right behind me coming through the last part of the lap, heading into the start finish straight. Let's jump on board with Ethan. We are on board with Ethan right now, seeing exactly what he is looking at, and that is the back of my blue Mitsubishi F4. It's not really Mitsubishi, but please don't tell me that. He is right behind. You can see I'm taking a very, very wide line, but like I said, I'm still trying to save fuel. I think at this point, I still hadn't saved enough fuel to finish the race without having to pit. So with any luck, if I can make this happen, I'm pretty sure Ethan's going to get past me. I think he's going to overtake me, and my plan is going to be to use his draft and his slipstream to make up some time. But it's going to completely depend on what's going to happen for the rest of this lap. You can see Ethan now right behind 2 tenths. He's going to make a move. Is he going to make a move leading into the first chicane? Let's have a look now. See, he's not going to make a move, but he is definitely on my ass. He's going to make a move into the second chicane. This is just all a moment of waiting for your time and making that opportunity to strike and get that overtake as best you can. Ethan now right behind myself, 3 tenths. Can he make it stick into the second chicane? He doesn't really make a move, but now we're heading into another long straight before the hairpin. The hairpin is definitely one of those positions where it's either going to cause an accident or get a very, very, very good overtake. So as long as Ethan puts himself in a good position to get on the inside, I reckon he won't have too many issues at all. But he doesn't make the move. He doesn't make an attempt. He still stays nice and close to myself. Let's jump on board with him now. Still makes a very, very good attempt at staying as close as he can. Because like I said, with these tracks here, not using this last chicane, you get a very, very long run. And he comes into the pits. Oh my God, Ethan comes into the pits. I think he's trying to do the undercut. Ethan is trying to undercut me in the pits. He wants to come to pit lane, get some fuel, and now with only 6.5 minutes left, he wants me to pit a lap later so he can get the undercut and hopefully have a better lap. Let's see how that turns out for him, because if I can save that fuel, there's going to be no need for me to jump into the pits. This is going to be a very, very interesting turn of events. We'll see how this unfolds in the next couple of laps. Let's jump now down into P11. We'll see JDM right behind Tim, and these two have been battling very, very closely today. Very, very closely. There's been a lot of defensive driving between the two of them, and JDM makes a move on the inside. Oh, is he going to make the move? He doesn't. He backs out slightly. Tim closes the door on him. This is very, very close. Aiden has now just overtaken him in the pits, but Azro is right behind as well. Oh, my God. Oh, Azro's actually up. JDM's a lap down. I thought that was a very, very good move by him, but that's because he's probably got a blue flag from Azro trying to get behind him in the blue car, what car is Azro? Jesus Christ. Azro is number friggin' 13. That took me way longer than it should have. You can see now JDM right behind Tim, but we've got a difference between Azro. Maybe that helps JDM. If JDM can stay right behind him, he's going to be able to use that slipstream and hopefully bridge that gap a little bit better to Timmy, but we'll see what happens with these two. The driving between the two of them today has just been absolutely insane. Let's jump on board now with Tim, see what it looks like for him with Azro right behind him now into the first chicane. Oh, Azro's very close. Azro locks up. Oh, very, very close. Oh my God, what a time to look. What a time to change cameras. Oh my God, Azro locks up coming into the first chicane, just gets way too close to Timmy and then has to slam his brakes on. That was very, very close. Very, very close. Oh my God, you couldn't have got a better camera angle if you tried. Jesus. Looking at Tim now back on board, right behind him, car number 13, which is Azro, and then right behind him, we have JDM, who is down in P11, so the gap between him and Azro is a position. Azro now trying to get past in the hairpin. Tim probably has a blue flag. We'll see what happens now if Tim can get out of the way for Azro without losing time to JDM and giving JDM the advantage into the last little 5 minutes of this race. Azro right behind now, trying to get past as quick as he can, but you want to use it and make sure it's safe to make sure there's no issues between everybody. You can see now he's coming close. Is he going to be able to get past him? Is he going to be able to get past him? Let's see. Let's see now. Azro right behind Timmy. He's getting nice and close. Tim has a blue flag. Can Azro make a move up on the inside? We'll see. Can he do it? He does. Tim backs off a little bit to get Azro in front. Slips right behind him into turn 2 and 3 and uses the slipstream heading up into the last second part of the track. And now if we go back, you can see JDM is right on Timmy's tail. Right on Timmy's tail. He does not want to let that go. 2/10 to Tim. Azro is, JDM is right behind. He makes a move on the inside. Tim tries to close up the door, but I think Azro has made it stick. JDM has made it stick. He has. He's made it stick. JDM's made it happen. Let's see what he can do. Oh, they touch! Oh my God! Oh my God! Tim and JDM touch, throws him into the wall. JDM makes it away, but Tim is in a wall. Oh my God, he's not even there. He's in the pits. He's done. He's done. Oh my God, what in the hell happened there? We're going to have to go back and look at that replay, see what happened between those two drivers, but geez, was that close. My God, was that close. But now looking at JDM, we're on board with him. I don't think he has too much damage. Let's see if we can get a close look at the car. His front wing looks a little bit wobbly. I can't tell if that's his livery or if there's damage to the car. I think there might be, but we only have 3.5 minutes left of this race. So is it worth getting into the pits now? Is it worth getting that damage fixed? It's going to completely depend on what is going to happen with the way he's driving. Let's go to Aiden now. Aiden in P9. I don't think he's there. I think Aiden's gone as well. Aiden's just disconnected. Oh my God, JDM's now coming into the pits. Can we have a look at JDM? He is. JDM's coming into the pits. Timmy is still in the pits. We've now got Bobby in P12. Aiden, Sketch, Dylan, and Josh are all out of the race so far. We started with 15. We're going to finish with 11. This is already paying out to be a very, very interesting race. Let's look now to Neki, who's just gone straight past the pit lane. Oh, we've got another accident. Dart has just spun. Oh my God, Zolder is just claiming lives left, right, and center. Oh my God! Dart has to wait for CJ to get the move past him, and he goes off again. Matthew now overtakes Dart. CJ and Matt have both overtaken Dart in that unfortunate spin out of turn 1. And because these cars have no traction control, you trying to get out of the dirt sometimes if the tires are worn or if you have a bit of a lead foot, it is very, very hard to get that out of the grass and back onto the racing line. Oh my God, what an unfold in the last 5 minutes of this race. That has made CJ and Matt have both taken those positions. That is a very, very lucky overtake by them, and I'm sure they are not going to give that away. Bobby has now just overtaken Tim in the pits. I think he's unlapped himself and made it back past Timmy. Timmy is still in the pits. Has he got much damage or is he towing? He is towing. I don't know if he's going to be out on the road to finish the rest of this race. Bobby now, he hasn't unlapped himself. I apologize. Bobby has not unlapped himself. He's still 1 lap down from Tim So if he can get past one more time through the pit lane, and he's not, because Tim is now back to the pits and he's on pit exit, he's not going to be able to get back and cross and unlap himself, unfortunately. But still makes it a lot closer for him to get close. Now Tom, our leader, is actually coming into the pits. Our leader is now coming into pit lane. What does that mean for Neki? Is Neki going to get past him? He is. Neki now takes out P1. He is in the lead from starting P10, I think, is when Neki started. He is now up into P1, and he has the fastest lap. He has the pace. I am not at all surprised to see him with 1.5 minutes left of this race to get up into P1. What a freaking start. My God, the pace on this guy is insane. My freaking God, man. We're going to have to put weights in his car for the rest of the season. Tom is now coming out of the pits. Can we see how much closer I am going to be? Am I going to be able to get close enough to Tom to make another overtake? We can see Tom, and I'm coming through turn 1. How much closer am I going to be? Am I going to be close enough? I am still trying to save fuel. I have not pit. I have not stopped. Am I going to be close enough? I don't think I will be. I'm not sure if I'm going to be. I'm not. I'm 4.5 seconds away. You can see Tom out in the distance there. 4.5 seconds is not close enough, and I'm not going to be good enough to get close to him now with saving this fuel. We're looking at Dart up in P8. Dart is now leaving the pits after having to tow from his accident in turn 1. Does that mean that JDM is going to be close enough? I don't think so. I don't think he'll be close enough. Bobby is now getting past Dart, or is he behind Dart? I think Bobby is now getting right there. You can see him on the track. Does that mean they're on the same lap? I don't think so. I think Bobby is still a lap down from them. That is very, very unfortunate on his part. We have 15 seconds left, of this race. Let's look now at our race leader, Neki, out in P1, absolutely killing it, crossing the start-finish line. He does. Neki takes the win. No, he doesn't. That gives him a white flag. He's crossed the line with 4 seconds to go in the session, which means he has to complete one more lap. My God, this race is just full of surprises. If he crashes, if there is an accident, if something happens, this is going to give Tom a chance to regain P1, and it's going to give Matthew a chance now in P7 to try and catch CJ. Look at him now. We've got 1 lap to go. They've just been given the white flag, and he has now made up half a second in the first turn of his last lap. Can Matthew make this happen? There's 27 seconds between Tom and Blake up in P1. 5.5 seconds between me and Tom. I don't think there's going to be much of a change between those positions, but this is where it counts. This is where Matthew can make up another position up into P6 before the end of this race. Let's see what happens with these two. This is going to be the closest racing so far. Let's see what happens between these two in the last lap of this race. Anything can happen. If I can tell you anything from this race so far, that anything can happen. Let's see now. Dart is crossing the line. Ethan is crossing the line. We can see Azro. Neki is now coming through the hairpin. My God, this is going to be very, very close. Matthew now 4/10 through the second chicane. Oh, he's lost a little bit of time, back into 8/10. Let's look now into Neki, who's about to cross the line. He's coming through the last part of the chicane. Let's jump on board with our leader right before the end of the race. Coming through, cutting through the alternate layout of Zolder, ready to last on the last lap, lap 22. He is going to take the win. Neki takes the win of round 5, season 3, and does fastest lap of the race with a 1:23.4. That is so freaking quick. So freaking quick. I have no words for how fast that lap is. Well done to him. Let's jump now to Matthew. Can Matthew make it happen? He can't. Start, finish straight. He goes across the line. CJ and Matthew, P6 and 7. Neki out in front. Tom is about to cross the line now. He is in P2. Well done to him on the podium. P2 for Tom. Congratulations. And now myself, I'm 13 seconds behind, so you can see Tom has definitely made up quite a bit of pace. And you can see me, I am putting to the end. I have no fuel. No fuel. I've tried to save. I've done my best. Ethan has now made up 10 seconds. I'm putting to the end. I have nothing left. Cross the line. P3. I am so happy to get a podium finish in the Spud Cup again, because that is absolutely one of those races. I think if there wasn't issues at the start and crashes at the start, I don't think there's any way that I would have made it up into P3. Everybody was just so quick today and so on the pace that I don't know if I would have made it happen. But congratulations to everybody. We have got Ethan now in P4, Azro P5, CJ, Matt, Dart, JDM, and Tim, with Bobby out in P11. Like I said before, we started with 15, we ended with 11 drivers, and Zolder has claimed the souls of everybody else because it is such a ruthless track here and very, very hard. You can see now Dart is right behind me, giving me a nudge to finish my victory lap and get me back into pit lane because I have nothing. The car is putting to the end. I got nothing left in the tank, and everybody is trying to help get me around the track one final time. Thank you very much to them. couldn't have done it without him. Let's have a look now at our race info, our results for our feature race. You can see Neki made his way all the way up through the grid into P1. Insanely quick laps by him, and such a consistent season we're seeing from Neki so far. Tom out in P2, myself out in P3, and I can tell you it definitely feels good to be on the podium with Neki and Tom, knowing how fast those two are. I'm very honoured to be in those top 3 positions. Underneath that, we have Ethan, Azro, CJ, Matt, Dart, and JDM going down to P9 with Timmy in P10, Bobby out in P11, and like I said, started with 15, and 4 people did not finish today's race. Today has definitely been a tough one, but it's been such an exciting session of racing. Thank you guys so much for watching and taking part in the Spud Cup Racing Series. I hope you guys enjoy watching these replays, and I hope you enjoy being part of this insane league that we've been racing. I appreciate all of you, and I cannot wait to see what the rest of the season has to offer. If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe. I post new videos here every single week, and you don't want to miss them. If you guys want to find out more information on the Spud Cup, come and join our Discord server. I will leave a link to it in the description. There is a whole section dedicated to the Spud Cup. If you want to compete, you're very welcome to. If you want to watch, we stream them every single week. Find all the information in our Discord server. Come and join the team. I would love to have you there. If you guys want to join any of our other social media, all the links to that will be in the description. Come and let me know you found this video. I would love to meet you. Other than that, guys, I'm going to leave you all to it. I hope you enjoyed this week's race. And bye!